So there are two main reasons why I personally don't like harnesses for training, and that is very important to note, is that it's for training. I don't mind harnesses for just having on the dog and maybe attaching a seatbelt to in the car, or a long line onto when you're doing some recall, or if you're jogging or biking or whatever it might be that you're doing with your dog, a harness is also a good option. But when it comes to training your dog, specifically actually to walk nicely on a lead, I do not like harnesses, and there are two main reasons for that. The first reason is that when they are pulling, and especially if you have a dog that is overexcited or potentially reactive, what they will usually do is you'll find that the dog starts to sort of get levered backwards, and they'll lift up onto their back legs, and they'll almost be like hopping along like that. And that's just because the anchor point where you're pulling them back on the harness is kind of standing them up. So say for example he's now trying to lunge in that direction, I'm then levering him up like that, and he's being held up by his harness, and now he's going to be hopping along the ground, probably barking, probably reacting like he was at me yesterday. And that's not good. You don't have much control there. The dog's just like jumping along and hopping like a kangaroo, and you know, it doesn't look cool. Nobody likes to see that. So that's one reason why I don't like it. The second reason why I don't like it for training is because if they don't want to go with you for whatever reason, and you know, the dog's like, no, I don't want to move because I'm sniffing here, or no, I don't want to go that way because I want to go this way. A lot of the time what happens is they do this thing where they stop moving, and then you're pulling them forwards like this, and they do this like weird little hunching thing where they know that if they hunch enough, they're probably going to be able to slip out of it. So it's like if you had a rucksack on and somebody's sort of pulling a rucksack like this, and then you sort of do this, and then you put your arms up, because a lot of them will learn that they can put their legs, front legs forward, and then they just like slip out of the harness. There's so many harnesses that are really easy for dogs to slip out of, and if your dog slipped out of a harness one time, they're going to know that they can do it, so they're probably going to try and do it again and again and again. And actually what happens is they just stay in that position, and you don't want to pull anymore, because you know that if you pull more, the harness might come off. They know that you're not going to pull more, and then you just get into this Mexican standoff, and it's really annoying. So that's another reason why I do not like harnesses. I just don't think that they're very safe for that reason, and actually I just don't think they're very good for training, because you just have a lack of control. So both of those reasons tie into this lack of control. You don't have very good control, you can't really communicate very well. If you're kind of just being like, well, please come this way, or maybe come this way, or maybe don't jump up, or maybe don't do that, nothing's really ever sort of confirmed, nothing's ever really clear. So what I like to use is I like to use a slip lead, and I like to use a slip lead for a couple of different reasons. And the most important reason is that I find that the slip lead gives me the most control. What most people think with a slip lead is that we are strangling the dog with it, and that's why the dog is complying and doing the things, is because we're choking them out, like some UFC person trying to get somebody to submit. That is not what we are doing. We are putting it up high behind the ears, so it's right up behind the ears, in between the back of their skull and the first little sort of bone there that sticks out of the side of their neck. If you feel your dog, you'll be able to feel it. It's just this really like sticky outy, if that is a word, I'm claiming it as a word, sticky outy bone at the top of their neck here. That is where you're going to want to sit it, in between that bone and the back of their head. And then what you do is you want to spend enough time teaching them how to respond. You've got eye bogies, mate. Teaching them how to respond and follow the lead. So that is what I'm going to do right now with Mr. Murphy today, is I'm going to teach him how to respond to this lead. He's probably going to be a little bit freaked out by it initially, because it's a new sensation. I think they have tried him on a flat collar before, but never on a slip lead. Anyway, what I'm going to do is same thing that I've done in every single video that you've seen me do up until this point, where I'm just going to show him how to understand the slip lead, and I'm going to take my time. I'm probably going to give him about 10 minutes, and we're just going to go backwards and forwards. There's going to be loads of food involved and very minimal pressure involved, actually. So as he's standing still like that, I'm just going to step away from him, and I'm going to give a little bit of pressure in my direction. The second he follows that pressure, I'm going to give him a piece of food. Good lad, good boy. And then we're just going to keep walking around. He's going to be all sheepish, so there he's just got a little bit freaked out by the pressure. That's absolutely fine. If your dog does this, it's good for you to see. Just make sure that you're going to use lots and lots of rewards. So there, he's a bit unsure, a little bit of pressure. So this would be a good example of where he would hunker down and he wouldn't want to come if he was on his harness. So here what I like to do is go down parallel to the floor, Just give a little bit of pressure towards me. Come on, bud. Yeah, bud. And then just reward him. Now what the slip lead's doing there is it's showing him that actually the more you pull backwards and the more you go in that direction, the more impossible it actually becomes. So you have to come in this direction. So there I'm just going to encourage him to come with me. So a little bit of pressure, he follows the pressure, he's going to get rewarded. That was a kind of a reward for jumping up at me, but we'll keep moving. That's my bad. He's already walking by my side, so I'm going to just reward him for being by my side. Nice, bud. That's good. And then I'm just going to walk around. And he's jumping up a little bit, but that's okay. We're going to ignore that jumping up. And what I'm going to do now, actually, is I'm just going to get into the zone with him. And I'm going to stop talking to you guys. I'm going to put the camera down over there. And I'm just going to film this. And you'll probably see it in like some fancy montage, or maybe I might speed it up or whatever with a bit of nice music on it for you. So yeah, I'm going to do that now, and hopefully by the end of that he will be walking nicely and responding nicely to the slip lead, and you would have seen exactly what I would have done, and then we'll have a little chat afterwards. Come on, bud. Yes, good boy. Right, so there you have it. That was around about 10 minutes of working with Murphy on the slip lead. I'm trying to keep it nice and short, nice and sweet, trying to keep it nice and positive. Keep your tongue out of my ear, man. Because obviously when you put a dog on something new, a new lead or a new anything, they are going to be a little bit freaked out by it. They are going to be a little bit stressed out by it. Now, we need to just normalize stress, just in dog training and just in general. Like, stress is very normal. It's a very standard part of everybody's day. You know, it's a standard part of my day. Every single day I'm experiencing a little bit of stress. I'm sure you are as well, and our dogs are as well. But stress for like something that's absolutely tragic is completely different to the stress that you experience from just like a little thing, like something new. For example, if I get stuck in traffic, I'm going to be stressed, but you know, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a massive deal. It's just a little bit stressful. I would rather not be stuck in traffic, but we just keep it moving. And on the other hand, if I was in something like a car accident, that would be a completely different level of stress. That would be a way more intense level of stress. There's going to be some stuff that stresses your dog out. Some dogs are, you know, kind of stressed just as soon as you leave the house. And that's just kind of part of it, and you have to just get on with it and keep it moving and keep doing what you're doing with the dog. Obviously not pushing them into a severe amount of stress, but just a little bit of stress is okay. And what he was experiencing then was a little bit of stress because he's got this new lead on that he's never experienced. He's never felt it before. Obviously it feels weird. It's like if I was to put on a new pair of shoes, or I was to put on something that, you know, I wasn't really used to wearing. It might be a little bit stressful because it's a little bit uncomfortable initially, and I need to get used to wearing that. And that's kind of what he's experiencing there, is just that little bit of, oh, this is weird, this is new. Keep working through it, and we're going to keep making sure that there's loads of rewards involved in this training process. You're very cute though, aren't you, mate? And try and keep him as positive as I possibly can. And if I was to push him too far, and make the session too long, you know, it might push him into the realms of being too stressed. But yeah, keep him just in that nice little realm of just being a little bit stressed because this is a new thing, but still nice and happy to take food and rewards. And that's exactly what I would do to get a dog used to a slip lead. And as this thing goes, it's going to come off of him, and now it was only on him for the purpose of this video. I'm not going to be using this thing. I would throw it away over there, but it's not mine, it belongs to his owner, so I'm going to have to obviously look after it. But that's going to go away. He's not going to wear that anymore. He is going to just be wearing his flat collar that holds his tag and his little GPS-y things, and then he's going to be wearing a slip lead when we're training, so we can teach this guy to walk really nicely, because it's going to give me the maximum amount of control and the best level of communication that I can possibly have with Murphy and help us with his training. So yeah, that's why I don't like harnesses. That's why I like these. That's why I use these in my training, and that's why I don't use these in my training. So I hope that has helped you guys out. As always, do feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know how you're getting on with your dogs. Let me know how you find your slip leads. Let me know what your favorite training equipment is. Let me know why you love harnesses. Let me know why you hate harnesses. Let me know why you love slips. Let me know why you hate slips. All of that kind of stuff is welcome over here. So yeah, I will hopefully see you guys soon. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if this video has been helpful, because I'm going to be posting videos as regular as I possibly can, so I can keep giving you guys some value and help you out with your dogs at home. So that's all from me, and I will see you in a bit.